I am in the opposition team, so
All right. So I don't have a speech. Give me like 2 minutes. I'll just draft one. So you
okay,
draft.
no problem.
All right. So I'll begin now. Um, Students in our society, many of them prefer to go to dummy schools or non-attending schools so that they have little to no social activity and they're isolated from their friends, just in the hopes that out of 15 or 16 lakh people, they are the fortunate 1 lakh or maybe even the 50,000 who get an engineering or a
Hello,
medical
are you
seat.
speaking anything?
Yeah,
You are not
you're not able to hear
audible.
me. Is my volume really low or something like that?
Yes, your voice is completely inaudible.
All right, can you hear me now? All right, can you
Can you
hear
hear
me
me
now?
now?
Hello.
Hello.
Am I
Am I
audible?
audible?
Hello.
Hello.
Hello?
Yeah, I
Yeah, I
can
can
hear
hear
you
you
now.
now.
Wait, let me join as you are not audible still.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
can
can
you
you
hear
hear
me?
me?
Yeah, you are audible.
All
All
right,
right,
cool.
cool.
So,
So,
yeah,
yeah,
I'll
I'll
begin.
begin.
Uh,
Yeah.
Many
Many
students
students
in
in
10th
10th
grade,
grade,
they
they
decide
decide
that
that
they
they
should
should
go
go
to a
to a
dummy
dummy
school
school
so
so
that
that
they
they
can
can
have a
have a
better
better
chance
chance
of
of
qualifying
qualifying
for
for
competitive
competitive
exams
exams
like
like
JEE
JEE
or
or
NEET.
NEET.
Now,
Now,
dummy
dummy
schools
schools
do
do
offer
offer
free
free
attendance,
attendance,
but
but
they
they
take
take
away
away
from a
from a
student
student
2 years
2 years
of
of
their
their
lives,
lives,
2
2
years
years worth of
of memories,
memories,
2
2
years
years
of
of
social
social
interaction.
interaction.
Not
Not
only
only
that,
that,
they
they
have
have
less
less hands-on
hands-on learning,
learning,
and
and
due
due
to
to
their
their
isolation
isolation
from
from
the
the
world,
world, as one
I
may say.
want to interrupt you in middle. Are you speaking in the proposition team?
yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
am.
am.
But your speech is more sounding like you are opposing the motion.
The
The
motion
motion
was
was
that
that
dummy
dummy
schools
schools
are
are
destroying
destroying
the
the
youth
youth
of
of
our
our
country.
country.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes,
I'm getting
getting
to
to
that
that
point.
part.
So,
So,
like,
like,
Okay, okay. No problem. My bad.
alright.
so
So,
are
are
we
we
willing
willing
to
to
accept
accept
that
that
system
system
in
in
which
which
students
students
they get less hands-on learning. They lose social skills due to their isolation from the world. They sacrifice so many things in their life, their memories, their friends, all for one examination, which they may or may not qualify for. Is it really worth sacrificing so much of their lives, their school lives, their most beloved memories, which they're going to carry for the rest of their lives, will be taken away from them just so that they have a minute chance of qualifying for an examination? um, they also sacrifice on labs, on school learning, and in this process they also miss out on making many friends which they could have made. Now, if a student going to a dummy school only meets people from his or her own stream, they will never be able to expose themselves to the wider world where they meet people from other streams like commerce or from arts, or just meet general people along the way, like the people in the school who work there, like teachers or lab assistants. Are we willing to sacrifice so much of our students' lives, their social experiences, only so that they have a minute chance of qualification? Right. That's Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so starting my speech in the count of three, two, and one. Respected chairperson, honorable judges, and my fellow debaters, I stand before you to argue against the concept of dummy schools because, yes, they are destroying Indian youth. Dummy schools, for those unfamiliar, are institutions that exist in name only. Students enrolled in them don't attend regular classes, instead, they spend their time in coaching centers, relentlessly preparing for competitive exams like NEET and JEE. While this might seem like a shortcut to success, I ask you, at what cost? First and foremost, dummy schools rob students of holistic education. The school experience is not just about solving physics equations or memorizing biology diagrams. It's about developing personality, building communication skills, exploring arts, sports, and debates. Things that shape a complete individual. Dummy schools reduce students to mere ranks and roll numbers, not well rounded humans. Secondly, their setups fuel immense mental pressure with no breaks, no school fests, no peer interaction, and a constant race for marks. Students often face anxiety, burnouts, and even depression. Isn't it ironic that in trying to create the perfect future, where we are destroying young minds in the present? Let's not forget, education is meant to empower, not imprison. Dummy schools treat learning like a factory line, input students, output toppers. But youth is a time to explore, to fail, to grow. When we look students into narrow path, we kill curiosity, creativity, and confidence. Lastly, dummy schooling promotes inequality. It creates mostly to the privileged who can afford expensive coaching centers, leaving behind lakhs of talented kids in regular schools without the same access or exposure. Is that the kind of India we want, where success depends not on merit but on money? To conclude, dummy schools may promise results, but they steal something far more important, the soul of education. Let's not confuse academic excellence with educational excellence. Let's protect our youth, not just their ranks. Thank you.
All right,
All
that
right,
was
that
a
was a
really
really
nice
good
speech.
speech.
So
So
you did
you
say
did
that
say
you
that
were
you were
the
the
opposition,
opposition,
right?
right?
Yeah, I spoke from the opposition part.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
but
the
the
motion
motion
was
was
that
that
dummy
dummy
schools are
schools are
destroying the
destroying
youth.
the youth.
So you
So
were
you
just
were just
supporting the
supporting the
motion
motion
that.
of that.
Just a second. Yeah, the motion is, are dummy schools destroying Indian youth? Question mark.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and you
and you
said
said
that
that
you were
you were
against that,
against that,
right?
right?
So you
So
were
you were
Yeah,
saying
saying that they are
not
not
destroying the
destroying the
youth.
youth.
I understood it wrongly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's fine.
it's fine.
You had a
You had a
really
really,
good
really
speech.
good speech.
Um,
Um,
so
so
yeah, I
yeah, I
think
think
that speech
that
was
speech was
actually
actually
pretty
pretty
good.
good.
So,
So,
do you
do
have
you have
rebuttals or
rebuttals or
any
any
questions,
questions,
like,
like,
which you had
which you had
prepared
prepared
for the
for the
debate?
debate?
Just a second. Am I audible?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you
are.
are.
Okay. So I am having two rebuttal questions.
All
My
right.
All right.
first question is, if dummy schools truly support a student's growth, then why do they eliminate extracurricular activities, peer interaction, and emotional development, all of which are essential for success beyond just entrance exams?
All right.
And my
That's a
second
good question.
question is, would you like a few more options with different angles?
I
I
think that
think that
question is a
question is a
little
little
vague. Could you
vague. Could you
phrase that a
phrase
little
that a
better?
little better?
Yeah.
That
That
question is a
question is a
little
little
vague.
vague.
So could you
So,
like
could you
try
like try
phrasing it a
phrasing
little
it a
better?
little better?
So it's like, would you like a few more options with different angles as dummy schools but with extracurriculars,
Oh,
or
Or
like,
dummy
like,
schools
so
with
would
peer
you
would
like
you
an
like an
alternative
alternative
arrangement
arrangement
to
to
this
right,
this
dilemma?
right,
dilemma?
right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
okay.
So
So
it's
it's
just
just
saying a
saying
few
a few
more
more
angles.
angles
That's
that's
like,
like
it's
it's
unrelated.
unrelated, right? So
Let's
you
say
could say
a
a
few
few
more
more
approaches
approaches
to
to
this
this
problem, a
problem,
few
a
more
few more
solutions,
solutions,
and
and
suggest a
suggest
few
a
as
few
well.
as well.
Okay.
So
So
yeah, you
you
had a
had a
really
really
good
good
speech.
speech.
So I
So I
would
would
like
like if you could
like
like
in
in
your
your
statement
statement
itself, you
itself you
could
could
bring
bring
about like
about like a
a few
few solutions, one or two
solutions.
solutions.
Your
Your
speech was
speech is
actually
actually
quite
quite
better
better
than mine
than mine
also.
also.
Um,
Um,
my
my
speech.
speech.
So
So
like a
like
few
a few
solutions could
solutions
be
could be
like
like
half day
half day
school,
school,
half day
half day
coaching, or
coaching, or
something
something
similar to
similar
that.
to that.
And these are
These are
solutions which
solutions which
already
already
exist. So
exist.
if
So
you
if
just
you just
Google it,
Google
you'll
it, you
actually
will
find
actually
these
find these
solutions.
solutions.
Okay.
All right. So
Right.
do you
So
have
do you
any
have any
questions,
questions,
any
any
suggestions,
suggestions,
anything?
anything?
No, no, no. I'm off. Okay. With it.
All right.
Right.
So
So
can we
can we
wind up
wind up
today's
today's
debate?
debate?
Yes.
All right.
All right.
Thank you for
Thank you for
joining.
joining.
Thank you.